everyone. This is Donna's Happy Hour. Just a reminder to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so that you get future notifications of the videos. And please leave a comment. Thank you. Have a great day. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Donna's Happy Hour. Today I have Chris Raabe joining me, and he has a band called the Chris Raabe Band. He's local to the area. He's been in the Hudson Valley area all his life. He's going to be doing all original music. So I want you to grab your drinks, whatever they may be, because I know you're going to want to spend the next hour with me.
Words I tell you lately, they don't mean a thing. They're tripping with dissatisfaction and the sorrow that I hope they bring. Ah, yeah. You don't fit inside my arms the way you did before. You said we're two super arms and fly just a little bit more. Oh, now still I am a fool, for I'm sorry. Say, hey, I'm leaving here just as soon as I can. Got big things to do, oh, got pressing things to plan. Oh, now still I am a fool, for I'm sorry. Still, I am a fool, and I'm sorry. Oh. Countless nights in a faded moon dance, countless nights for the lack of romance. I can feel it now. Holding on to another year's past, searching for things we knew it all along. Still, I am a fool, for I'm sorry. Oh, now still, I am a fool, for I'm sorry. Oh, now still, I am a fool.
thank you again for joining me. Today I have Chris Raabe with me. Chris, thank you for joining me as well.
Thank you for having me.
And Chris has been playing in the Hudson Valley area for how many years now?
Coming up at least a decade, 10 years plus at this point. Yeah,
okay.
I started, I moved back from California when I was 21 and went out to California thinking that was the answer. Like everyone, you know, if you grow up on the East Coast, you go West Coast, you go on West Coast.
Right, that's
but
right.
I came back when I was 21 or so, and around 22, 23 is when I made the transition to full-time, and I'm 32 now. So.
Okay, wow. Now, the other fellows in the band, they had to leave, and that's Ken and Eric.
Eric Winter on the bass guitar, who's played with everyone from Slam Allen to Bill Perry to...
Wow.
Yeah, he's done a lot of work with a lot of the national blues acts, and Kendrick McBean, who I rekindled with about 2 years ago, and we started playing again, and that's the trio.
Okay. I was wondering how long ago, that was my next question, when you got together. And how did you meet Eric and how did you meet Ken?
So actually, I met Eric at a fundraiser that we did. For I wish I knew what it was for. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't.
It's one of the there's so many of them. We do a lot of fundraisers. It feels like, you know, they seem to all come at once.
Right.
But anyway, about 5 years ago now.
Okay.
And I met him, and my bass player at the time couldn't make it, and he filled in, and we just had a great time, and I called him for a gig, and been playing with him ever since.
Wow.
Yeah. It's just the definition of a professional, that man.
Right.
It really is.
Well, I have to tell you, the sound, the three of you, and your drummer is fantastic, too.
Thank you.
I mean, really,
incredible.
you know.
Talent.
And your writing, I love your songs.
Thank you.
Love the rhythm, just the rhythm of your songs.
Thank
you know. I have to tell you that I met Chris at, I believe it was Blue Arrow.
Yeah, I think that was the first time we met.
That's where we met.
I feel like we met before, but it was, yeah.
We probably did, you know.
But that's when we talked about your show.
Right. And so when did you start actually playing an instrument? How old were you?
I got a guitar for Christmas around 16 years old.
Okay.
And I always liked guitar. It was always something that I was attracted to, but I was just obsessed with everything else, sports and video games and skateboarding. Skateboarding was my love.
Oh, really? Yeah.
And I actually, I got a guitar when I was around 16, but I didn't really play it until 18 or 19, right around the end of high school, because I fractured almost everything in my right leg skateboarding. Oh. Yeah, so I ended up, I was on crutches for 10, 11 months. And,
so you needed something else to do,
I needed something
right?
to do, and
Wow.
right at that time, a buddy of mine gave me another guitar amp that, you know, gave me a different sound, and I was inspired by that. And so I started playing then, and I worked at Imperial Guitars when they were in the Newburgh location right out of high school.
Okay.
And being surrounded by all the equipment and a lot of like-minded musicians, you know, really kind of gets you obsessive over it. Yeah.
Hello, everyone. This is Donna's Happy Hour. Just a reminder to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so that you get future notifications of the videos. And please leave a comment. Thank you. Have a great day.
So it never, it ceases to amaze me when I talk to musicians. And I always like to ask when they got started playing and how they got started playing, and did they come from a musical family or not? Yeah. So did anyone in your...
I grew up, my mom always played piano growing up. I always had piano in the background. She always played piano. My dad actually went to school and he played trumpet. Oh, okay. And he was going to be a music teacher, ended up doing a bunch of other things. But so I grew up around, trumpet early on and the piano, but I was always early on I was always into, hard rock and classic rock. Okay. And playing sports and skateboarding. Skateboarding is an art. I was an art major, so I ended up going to school for graphic design for a little bit. But I was obsessed with everything from Japanese art to abstract stuff to painting to drawing to all that stuff. So it's that side of your brain, right? So it's like it goes hand in hand.
So it's artistic.
Yeah.
Did you think that's where you were going to go?
Oh, definitely.
Was into art? Yeah.
No, art, yes. Music, no. I had no idea I was going to play music for a living at all.
That's what's so amazing.
Until I was maybe 23. Like that's when it was just like I can do this. It was a realization.
And what's amazing is then you started writing. So you really didn't do that part either early on.
No, I didn't write at all. I was never good. That's what I consider my weakness is words, getting words on paper. I feel like I can talk, I can communicate well, but when it comes time to put them in a way that makes sense or that's approachable, that's where I struggle. But I'm getting better and I'm working at it. Right. And it's a labor of love. But,
well, it's just like anything else. The more you do it, the easier it gets.
That's exactly right.
Do you, or what's the question I want to say? In regards to writing, do you obviously find that late at night's your best time?
Oh, for sure.
There any?
Well, I'm not clinically, but I'm bored. I probably am an insomniac. I'm like the kind of guy that if it's not broke, I don't go to the doctor.
Right, right.
I'm very rarely at the doctor, hospital, anything like that. So, but it's almost. I mean, I never go to sleep before 4 a.m. 4 a.m. is like the earliest that I'll probably pass out. Yeah. So that's also when I'm wired. Midnight rolls around and I am absolutely peaking. Like I'm ready to go.
See that?
So and that's when I write 90% of music.
Of your music.
It's 2 in the morning. Like that. The last song we did tonight. That was like I said it before. Like it was just a random. It was a topic that was in my head, and I knew I wanted to write about it, but I didn't have a way to put it, and I went to sleep, and I woke up, and I don't even remember doing it. I woke up and grabbed my phone, and I punched out, like, most of that song.
Oh, really?
And then my phone was still open. I must have fell asleep while writing it, because 6-7 hours I wake up, and I'm looking, I'm like, oh, this is interesting, and I got up, and I finished the song. So, sometimes it just comes,
right.
It comes from, but it's also, you're dissecting it here and taking it
right,
here.
Right. I find that interesting because, probably about 15, 20 years ago, it would have been, instead of grabbing your phone, it would have been a pen and paper,
That's just what was nearby.
I just find it interesting, how things have changed. Well, let me also ask, so when you were working at the music store, did you then take lessons, or did you? I'm
95% self-taught.
Self-taught.
Yeah, it's more trial and error and just putting myself through the grind that is being a gigging musician and trying to make a living doing it. So that is most of my what I know about guitar or performing. It comes from trial and error, honestly. I did take a handful of private lessons the last couple of years, a handful of vocal lessons, just to make sure I'm not hurting myself, because I sing a lot of blues and I sing a lot of hours a week, so I just want to make sure my mechanics are sound.
Right.
And with guitar, I've brushed up with some, here and there, but you pick up things, when you play as much as I do and you go out as much as I do and you know as many musicians, you tend to rub, elbows with a lot of different people.
Sure, so you learn things all along.
You pick up little things. And
I just always find it very interesting, again, to ask whether or not they've had any kind of classical, or did they, start playing in school, in the school
My intention was to go to school. My intention out of high school once I realized that it wasn't art, actually what happened was I went to school for art. And I had a vocal teacher. I took a vocal class as an elective, and at that time I was singing, but not really singing. You know, I sang when I was a kid. I was leading choir in 5th or 6th grade, and I was great then. And then I just didn't sing my entire, 8 through 12, and getting out of high school, starting to play music and playing a lot of hard rock and stuff like that. And you just can't find singers. Singers are the hardest thing to find, and they're the hardest thing. Yeah, there's not a lot of singers, like especially male singers. Like there's a lot of female singers, not a lot of male singers.
Really?
So I had a hard time finding. So I was just like, I'll do it. I'll do everything. I'll book the gigs. I'll build the brand. I will promote the shows. I will sing. I will write all the songs, and you just follow me. And that's where it came from. It came from a very I don't need anybody because no one's here.
Right,
You
have to depend on yourself.
Yeah, it came from that initially.
That's very interesting. Wow.
So, but I took a vocal class in college.
Right. And
the teacher, who I don't remember his name, and I really want to go back. It was at Rockland Community College, and he sat me down. I dropped out of all my classes. I did not finish college, by the way. Okay. So I met this guy, and he had heard me. I went to go do my my midterm for this, and it was an a cappella piece, and of my choosing. I don't remember what song it was, but because I never did it. I walk in to go sing the a cappella piece, and he goes, "Stop. I don't need to hear anything." And he's like, "I'm giving 100 for the class." And then he wrote down the name of some guys in the city he wanted me to check out and go pursue music. And I'm like, because he went out during his lunch break, and I had Tuesdays where I had 3 classes. I had an art class that was 4 hours long. Right. I had a graphic design class that was 2 hours long, and then I had one like an economic or something class that was only like an hour. But I had like a 4-hour break, and I was an hour and change from home, so it didn't make sense to drive home just to come back. Right. So I would go sit in the corner of the campus when it was deserted, and I would go sit in the corner of the campus, and I had this little battery-powered amp, and I'd point it in the corner, and it would make it sound huge. Right. And I'd go sit there and play for a couple hours. Okay. So in between classes, and I guess he was listening. He heard, and he told me, he's like, what you did out there is better than anything I can ever teach you in this class. And he was very, very enthusiastic, and he's one of the main. He made me believe I could do it. He pushed me.
Isn't that something? See that? Yeah, it is amazing what will inspire you. Or the words that somebody say to you, that's so important. It really is special.
Because all we're trying to do is connect. I mean, that's what music's about. You're just trying to connect. And you're trying to get this out so someone else can grab onto it.
Right. Exactly.
That's all you're trying to do.
Exactly.
Words I tell you lately, they don't mean a thing. They're dripping with dissatisfaction and the sorrow that I hope they bring. Ah, yeah. You don't fit inside my arms the way you did before. You said we're two super arms and fly just a little bit more. Oh, now still I am a fool, for I'm sorry. Say, hey, I'm leaving here just as soon as I can. Got big things to do, oh, got pressing things to plan. Oh, now still I am a fool, for I'm sorry. Still, I am a fool, countless nights for the lack of romance, I can feel it now. Holding on to another year's past, searching for things we knew it all along. Well, now maybe I'm just tired of this. Maybe I got more than this to give. But I hold it all inside of me, waiting for this happiness to get. Oh, you know it's gotta get. Well, now still, I am a fool, for I'm sorry. Well, now still, I am a fool, for I'm sorry. Well, now still, I am a fool.